Can you point me to anywhere else in the natural world where you would have trillions, billions, millions, tens of thousands of dollars invested into an enterprise, into a business that fails at its express purpose for half a century and it continues? You wouldn't gut it? It wouldn't file bankruptcy? The only exception is the Federal Department of Education. Let's go to Chicago. And this is real life. It's no Family Matters. Chicago school employees busted.
Wow.
Well, Chicago Public Schools is under fire for some money that was spent on student and staff trips. And this is coming after a new report from the CPS Inspector General that alleges travel abuse.
We're talking last-minute flights and limo rides, all charged to taxpayers.
What? By the way, why is she dressed like an open casket funeral? It's weird, yeah. The makeup on that lady.
She looks like that Madeline girl or whatever her name is.
Who?
Oh, never mind. Forget me.
Okay.
Shouldn't have spoke.
Well, it's always nice to pay your family.
We're Carmen Sandiego's jacket and Wednesday Adams' shirt.
Are you thinking Emily?
Yeah, that's who it is.
Emily? I don't know.
Emily.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Never mind. Sorry.
All right. Look, $23 million.
Wow.
On lavish travel, on luxuries, and yes, taxpayer funded. So and in this case, it might just be mostly Chicago because a lot of the funding for public schools are not just federal, but state as well. The tax dollars were spent on what? References available, links in the description. $1,000 per night hotels, African safaris.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Now I know you're saying, well, that could be educational. Sure. How about trips to Vegas? How about you guys discussing your future in singles? Not to mention limousine buses. Yep.
Well, you got to take a field trip to Vegas.
Compliments of the Chicago Public School District. And here's the other thing. No, not let's go through 3 key facts on Chicago. Key fact number 1. Illinois students are failing. So this is being spent while their students are failing. These schools, fewer than 1 in 3 students read at a grade level. Fewer than 1 in 5, meaning less than 1 in 5, are proficient in math. So when people say when the Air Force has to host a bake sale to get bombers and our teachers get paid, okay, hold on a second though. If you suck as a pilot, you don't get to keep being a pilot. These schools suck. Their job is to educate your children. Again, when you look at it, you say, the majority of children are clearly not being educated. At what point do you say, well, we don't need to reform this. We need to do away with it. We need to do away with it. Key fact number 2. The money and this happens in schools across the country, and you can say the same about healthcare, it's going to the pockets of the administration, not teachers and not necessarily students. So Chicago from 2019 to 2025, the administrative growth, 40%. Teacher growth, only 13%. Student enrollment, down 20%. And so that also dispels another myth where people go, well, it's about class size. Okay, class sizes are smaller. There are more teachers and there's certainly more administrators. The scores are getting worse.
How does an administrator help with class sizes?
Right.
A teacher hire, sure, you can explain that to me, but...
And there are also plenty of examples of very large class sizes in public schools. There was a study conducted on this, Catholic schools, private schools in New York, where they had larger class sizes.
I think Thomas Sowell wrote about this.
They outperformed the public schools dramatically.
Same building.
Yeah. And this, by the way, mirrors what you see across the United States. Chicago is just a microcosm. In the U.S. from, I believe the years are, 2000 to 2019, students and teaching positions, they increased less than 10%. The administrative positions increased by 87.6%.
Jeez, man.
87.6%. This is what happens when you just throw money at a problem. Again, 79. 3 facts about public Department of Education. Established in 79, over $2 trillion spent. Scores are the same or worse. And as a matter of fact, if you go look at different municipalities, often where you see the costs or the taxpayer, sort of what's paid out, you see scores worse even where you see more spending. In places like DC, in places like Chicago, in places like Detroit. You certainly cannot argue that there's a correlation with increased spending and better results. Usually, you're seeing the inverse, to be clear. But 87.6% increase in administrative positions. That's what happens when you write a blank check to a failing system. Not to mention some of the teachers themselves facing criticism for their poor student relations.
I'm in charge of this class. I'm the warrior chief. I'm the merciless God of anything that stirs in my universe. You f with me, and you will suffer my wrath.
See, I like that teacher.
I do too.
I think they could use more of that.
I wouldn't mess with him.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking them
rat.
to Africa.
No, I don't think he's taking them to Vegas.
Yeah, he's doing the safari right there in Chicago.
Yes, he is.
Whoa.
Key fact number 3. And it's easy to think, too, again, because a lot of funding for schools is state and municipal. But we still do have a federal Department of Education. So you may think, well, I'm removed from Chicago. No, they still receive and waste billions of your tax dollars. From 2024 to 2025, the federal funds to Chicago School District, $3 billion.
That's a similar number to.
It's very similar. Just that. It's a similar number to what we give Israel each year.
Oh, Israel.
By the way, cut all of it, just to be clear.
And they're also reading and doing math better there.
That
In
is
Israel,
true.
yeah, than they are.
Everyone is. They're doing it better everywhere. Keep in mind, in Chicago, the budget deficit with the school district is $500 million.
Come on.
So they're receiving $3 billion.
They're bad at math,
You're looking
too.
at increased administrative positions. You're looking at decreased enrollment, and the students who remain there are dumber. In the age of smart devices, think about that. We've spent $2 trillion, and some estimates say if you adjust for inflation, it's closer to $3 trillion. Let's say between $2 and $3 trillion on the federal Department of Education, and we have, and I want to be clear about this, not some results, not okay, give and take, 0 results. 0, and in many cases where you see increased spending in urban areas, worse results. Can you point me to anywhere else in the natural world where you would have trillions, billions, millions, tens of thousands of dollars invested into an enterprise, into a business that fails at its express purpose for half a century and it continues? You wouldn't gut it? It wouldn't file bankruptcy? The only exception is the federal Department of Education. Everyone acknowledges that it's broken. And this is how you know that the left wants control over your life. They oppose school choice. They oppose voucher programs. They oppose everything outside of increased spending into a failed system. There is no way to fix this so long as Democrats exist in the United States. I mean that. That is not hyperbole.
Yeah.
So long as Democrats exist in the United States, the federal Department of Education will continue to fail our children. The good news is, personally, you can avoid this. Private school, sure, it's easier to homeschool than ever. We saw that with the pandemic. The only way to win this game is not to play. Please, parents, avoid public schools and comment below if you at some point maybe did pull your children from public schools and saw the results. It's one of those things. The left goes, what, you don't care about kids? And they'll say that about everything. Oh, it's not crime. It's a lack of education. It's poverty. Well, every time we've tried to fix those issues, we've made them worse. The federal Department of Education is just another wealth redistribution scam. And it only serves to enrich those who are orchestrating the scam. Those in administrative positions who, by the way, also control the purse strings of the unions who give repeatedly to Democrats. As long as Democrats exist in the United States political system, the federal Department of Education will be a failure and your children will be worse off. Gut it. Send it to the states. We need something different. We don't need reform. Hey, if you're still watching this, you may be one of the 6 million or so subscribers on YouTube who is, for one reason or another, I don't understand it, still here. So back in the day, I would say click one of these videos and subscribe, but really just head on over to my channel on Rumble. Follow me there. I'm live 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I actually say the things that I mean to say. On YouTube, it's everyone here is kind of neutered, really, and there's just a general lack of testicular energy. But I mean that in the heterosexual way. Mostly.